Welcome to your positive transformation. I am Precious Brown, your positive change advisor and life enhancement coach. Today we will discuss how to start your process of change. As with anything, in order to change anything around you, you must be willing to change yourself. So the first thing we will do is take a look at me. Below are 3 tips that will help you start your process of change. The first step is acknowledgement. You have to be willing to acknowledge that something needs to change. Whatever that something may be, whether it's your viewpoint on your life itself, your viewpoint of your profession, your viewpoint of your spirituality, your viewpoint of your family life, you have to acknowledge that something needs to change. Once you acknowledge that something needs to be changed, spend some time alone. During this alone time, you can get a full understanding of what it is that you want to change. While you're in your alone time, your third tip would be to journal. Journaling will help you not only get things out, but also allow you to be able to reflect. So you would acknowledge that there's an issue, whatever the issue may be. Then you spend some time alone with yourself, no interruptions, no outside interferences. So turn off your phone, turn off the TV, lock the kids out, get into your own personal space, your zone. And in that time, journal. Write down things that you want to change. Write down things that you have always wanted to change or just noticed that need to be changed. In that same journal, think about while you're alone, think about the things that you already wrote down. And since you want to change them, write down what you want the end result to be. How do you see that thing, whatever it may be, changing? For instance, when I first started my change process, one of the things that I immediately acknowledged is that I was angry all the time. It didn't matter what it was about, what it was for, what it was regarding. I was angry for one reason or another. During my alone time, I began to journal, and lo and behold, anger was on the top of my list. So once I realized that this was a real issue for me, I decided to address it. So I would write down instances when I would get angry, who it involved, what the situation was, and start thinking of ways I could change it. So if I was getting upset with my children or getting angry at them for any particular reason, I would then on the flip side try to find ways that I could be more productive with addressing those issues with them. For example, I have had a problem always with the kids leaving their shoes at the door. Yes, they were young at the time. They're all grown now, but they were young at the time. They would leave their shoes at the door. So I would fuss and complain about it all the time, but it would be to the point of screaming, hollering, yelling. I did not realize that I would get so angry about that until I started my process of change. So once I realized that that was an issue, I thought of ways that I could address that issue without the yelling and screaming and fussing. So once I was able to do that, I went back to them, spoke to them about the issue, to let them know that this is how mommy felt, this is why she didn't want the shoes at the door, and we worked through the problem. Honestly, it wasn't a reason to be angry, but it was an issue for me. So regardless if someone thinks it's a big issue or a little issue, if it is an issue for you, address it. So during your process of change, start with these 3 tips. Acknowledge there's a problem. Spend some time alone. Journal it. Get it down on paper so you can reflect on it and then start to change it. Thank you so much for watching this presentation. I hope this helped you in some way, and I'll see you again soon.